Hello, and welcome to another presentation by the Lone Road Ranger. I'm Ranger Jack, and today we're talking about Sedan, Kansas. Sedan is the county seat of Chautauqua County in Kansas and has a population of about 1,000 people. It was founded in 1871 and it was named in commemoration of the 1870 Battle of Sedan in France. Sedan, Kansas is a place with charm, history, and a whole lot of heart. It's a quiet town, but Main Street still hums with the echoes of yesterday. The discovery of oil and gas in 1903, the expansion of the Missouri Pacific Railroad contributed to the boom. Around the same time, the Bradford Hotel was built, I believe in 1904. And that helped to accommodate oil workers, government officials, and visitors. The hotel was constructed on land donated by 5 businessmen who recognized the need for better accommodation due to the town's growing economy. The hotel was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2007. Ackerman Hardware. That store was started in 1879 and still exists today doing the same thing they did back then. I've been through this town several times, stopped to have good meals in the restaurants and cafes, and they have a great golf course also. Used to play golf and we'd go out there once in a while and play some tournaments. But it's a clean town, the people are very, very nice, and they've got great school systems here. Sedan High School has had its share of championship moments, particularly under the legendary coach of Les Davis. Winning the state baseball championship in 1973, was basketball state finals in 1979, and had many football teams that achieved high success. One of the winningest programs for football in the state of Kansas, despite them being one of the smallest.
This is a real neat little park. Wow. That's pretty doggone neat now, I'll tell you for sure. This part looks like it's fairly old right here. Sidewalks are a little bit humped and they got large stones for steps. And now we've got a boardwalk. Very nice. Boy, they have some expense in this. Nice and cool down here and everything. Tree growing up right through the boardwalk. Looks like a birch tree. Wow, that's pretty neat. Small little creek coming through this. Even got a bench right here. Look at that. For us old folks. My goodness. Goes on for a long ways. You got electrical hookups here. I suppose that's for Christmas lights or something like that, maybe. I'll have to come back here at Christmas and check it out. Oh, this is pretty neat right here. Lots of poison ivy, but right here, just gorgeous. Another birch tree. Huge thing, man. You can see how far that goes that way. And then you turn around and it goes a long ways back that way. And here's that birch tree again. That sucker goes up 50 feet at least. I don't really know what this house is, but it's got a big stone in front of it with a hole in it, kind of like a donut. See if we can go and find out a little bit more about this. Oh, it's an old schoolhouse. How about that? With all the old desks, hardwood floors. And this is St. Charles, District 58. Pretty neat. We're at the Emit Kelly Museum in Sedan, Kansas. And we're going to go through and film as much as we can in a short period of time. And this wonderful lady by the name of Cherie is going to help us with that. And everybody knows about Emit Kelly, or had at least heard about him. He was a famous clown. So Cherie, tell us a little bit about him.
Emit Kelly was born here in Sedan, Kansas in 1898, and he lived here for a few years as a young boy, and then they moved to Houston, Missouri, and that's where he was raised. But he came back time to time, and in 1967, he actually came back to our high school and drew the pictures that are up on the wall in the auditorium.
So he drew these pictures?
Yes, he was a cartoonist before he became a clown.
My goodness, he was good. I didn't know that at all. Wow.
And as we all know, he became pretty famous.
Yeah, very famous.
Very famous, yes. As a hobo clown. He also was an aerolist, which was his first one. And they had an aerolist routine.
Oh, be darned.
Like character.
These are collections that people have done themselves and brought in,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty good, I must say.
Talented people.
Yes. Look at all the little toy, what do you call those?
Figurines.
Figurines, there you go. This guy was known worldwide.
There's a lot of his pictures over here. Museums and information about Emit.
Emit Kelly Day, 1967, September. Did they still have Emit Kelly Days?
No, we don't. He's not as well known now with the younger generation, so we're still trying to keep his name out there, and some of us older.
Well, he was with Barnum and Bailey.
Yes.
Is that right? For a long time.
Yes.
So you can look him up online, I'm sure.
Oh
so.
yes, there's a lot of information. There's videos. And
Yeah. And who's this he's with from the Dodgers?
Yeah, these are the Brooklyn Dodgers. I'm not sure
Oh,
who.
Brooklyn Dodgers, yeah.
Yeah, when they were still in New York. I'm not sure exactly. In this case, it's his shirt and shoes, and suitcase. That might kill the seniors.
Here at the Emit Kelly Museum, they have tons and tons of pictures. And these old ones like that, I genuinely love. I love to look at these. This is just really something else. In this room, there's just a lot of old memorabilia, particularly these radios. Back in the early days, radios were made to look like furniture, like a console. And they had all these dials on them and bigger speakers. These are really, really cool. And over here is a little print shop. I know a little bit about this because I worked in a printing company for a long time. And I did what they call job printing, which means you do letterheads, envelopes, anything like that, and we had to set our print with hard type, just like this. There were no computers back in those days when we were doing that. You got pretty good at it. You knew where to reach and what to grab for, just kind of instantly. And this is something we never had. It looks just like a typewriter keyboard that selected what you wanted. This is a little stand-up hand-fed printing press, which we had too, very similar to this. And it was run by a belt over this flywheel. And you engaged the flywheel, which tightened up the belt and made everything start working, oscillating back and forth. This is an old paper cutter. We had a hydraulic paper cutter very similar to this. And this used to be my favorite. I don't know what this one's brand name is. We might find it here. The one I ran was a Heidelberg. This says Chandler Price. Never heard about it, but this one would do large stationery, large papers. A lot of newspapers were made on a machine just like this. This brings back a lot of memories. Hand-fed, and I remember I got the end of my right finger pinched right in where these two platens come together. Right there. I didn't get my finger out of there quick enough. But I didn't smash it, I just pinched it. Here's some more radios. Lots and lots of them. And you can see the higher you get on that shelf, the more modern they look. I remember my mom and dad had an upright radio, just kind of like this one here. And when Jack Benny came on, we had to be very quiet. We could not say anything. They wanted to listen to it. Also, the news, when it came on, you had to be quiet. Well, I think this is probably my favorite room. Even though I love the room of Emit Kelly, this I was more involved with during my day. Look at these old pictures here. I'll get some still shots here in just a few minutes. This is a train and model setup representing a loose representation of Sedan, Kansas back in the old days of circuits and the town in general. And it actually works. That's pretty doggone neat. There's the old Santa Fe. We're here at the Emit Kelly Museum in Sedan, Kansas. And we just finished going through it. And Cherie took us through and showed us everything. Thank you, Cherie.
Thank you.
It's a really nice setup they've got in there. Not only Emit Kelly, but a lot of other things from early on in the 1900s, even World War I, which I was really glad to see. One of the things I remembered about Emit Kelly was he was a sad clown in Barnum and Bailey's circus. But he was also hilarious because he was so sad he'd get himself into trouble now and then.
Elmer Riggs was an American paleontologist known for his work at the Field Museum of Natural History in Chicago. He was born on January 23, 1869 in Trafalgar, Indiana. He made significant contributions to the study of dinosaurs, including the first discovery of the first known skeleton of a Brachiosaurus in 1900. Riggs passed away on March 25, 1963 in Sedan, Kansas. Emit Kelly is the most famous person from Sedan, Kansas. He was a legendary circus clown known for his character Weary Willie. Started in the circus, it was in 1923, and he was a roustabout and training to become a trapeze performer. Be sure to watch the video where we visit the Emit Kelly Museum. I think you'll really enjoy it. I certainly did. I want to thank everybody for spending time listening to me and watching the videos. We sure appreciate your staying with us, your loyalty, and hopefully there will be new ones to join us soon. Well, until next time then, this is Ranger Jack, the Lone Road Ranger, saying adios.
Hey Pierre, who was that masked man? That, my friend, was the one they call a Lone Road Ranger. Look, he left a silver bullet